Eagle double G.
What's up, YouTube? This is your friend, the neighborhood movie nerd, back to give you guys everything that is going on in the world of movies and TV, and this is officially it. This is my last, I can say it, this is my last review for the year of 2017, and what better way to go out than with a collaboration between a director and an actor that the last time that these two teamed up, we got one of the best movies of the last decade, and that would, of course, be Paul Thomas Anderson and Daniel Day-Lewis. So this is my review for their next collaboration, and potentially one of theirs last appearance in the world of film, Phantom Thread.
Whatever you do it carefully.
So Phantom Thread stars Daniel Day-Lewis as Reynolds Woodcock, a dressmaker who falls in love with waitress Alma, played by Vicki. The couple's relationship vacillates between affection and distant until they can finally learn to live with another's distances and dysfunctions. Also along for the ride is Reynolds' sister Cyril, played by Leslie Manville. Now the biggest thing that got me hooked for this movie, despite the fact that the trailers look like nothing that interests me, is the fact of Paul Thomas Anderson once again teaming up with Daniel Day-Lewis. And again, Paul Thomas Anderson is proven himself in only a short time to be one of the finest and best new creative talents that the world of film has seen, directing such hits like Boogie Nights, Magnolia, Pawn Strunk Love, There Will Be Blood. Films that for the most part are different but still completely amazing and incredible, that are completely enrapturing you in these different crazy worlds with these crazy characters. I didn't know anybody could make the world of 50s fashion dressmaking interesting, but hey, if anybody could do it, Paul Thomas Anderson did, because oh man, this film was something different. Just the lavish set designs and the cinematography, it just enraptures you in this completely different world and really makes it different from any other. This is what I would call a true film experience, because it is not like the typical blockbuster garbage that you get, which is just shoving CG in your face and getting you used to these bland generic character tropes that you've seen a million times before. This is something that it really requires a lot of thought and a lot of patience too, I definitely will say, because this is not a film for people who just want to get through a movie nice and quickly, because this movie takes its time and it is very, very deliberate with its pacing, but in a way that has a very good payoff at the end. Now, another thing that I have to talk about is the actual team up between Paul Thomas Anderson and Daniel Day-Lewis, and what sets this film apart from their last collaboration. Now, while their last collaboration with There Will Be Blood, the thing that made that movie so incredible and enrapturing seemed to be this perfect blend between Paul Thomas Anderson just introducing you to the world of mid to late 1800s of oil drilling, mixed with Daniel Day-Lewis just completely embodying this character and all of the subtleties and the over-the-top moments, because the character of Daniel Plainview is such a despicable character, and that's what really makes There Will Be Blood such an enrapturing film experience. In the case of this film, however, Day-Lewis is, like I said, he's still fantastic in the movie, but he is still definitely a little bit more pulled back and a lot more subtle, and he really lets Anderson more so just really just enter you into this world, because more so than anything else, Paul Thomas Anderson and his camera are the stars of this movie. I cannot stress that enough. While we are on the subject of Daniel Day-Lewis, though, of course, it's Daniel Day-Lewis. This is a guy who literally camped out on set of There Will Be Blood in order to completely, truly embody the experience of being an oil driller. This is a guy who literally beat up piles of meat in order to prepare for Gangs of New York. This is one of the last true living thespian actors. So much so that he's even retiring after this role to apparently go and make shoes. The point being, I knew exactly what I was going to get coming into this movie. And Day-Lewis, like I said, it is a very subtle performance, but he is still absolutely magnificent to watch in every single frame that he's in. If we're talking my favorite performance of the film, though, that would definitely have to be Vicki as his person that I'm not going to say he definitely falls in love with her at first, because it really just comes off as attraction, followed by he kind of just needs her in his life before they really start to go through the ups and downs of love. But she manages to match him toe for toe every single time. The little games that she plays, the subtle little movements, there is not a lot of dialogue that they have between them, but it's just the facial expressions and just the physical performances that they give that really truly make you understand and really fall in love with their relationship, and she is stellar in the role. The thing that probably makes their back and forth the most interesting is the fact of, if you really think about it, he really is is would be considered autistic by today's standard. Just his obsession with this work, his need to make every little nitty-gritty thing perfect, and the fact that even by the time the film is almost to an end, he even views her as more of a distraction than really someone that he can consider his own other half, so much to the point that she ends up making him physically dependent on her in a way that nobody will see coming at all. That's probably the other thing that stands out to me the most, is the fact that the trailers pitch this movie as a tragic love story, but if anything, it is just really an unconventional love story that is just melded into just like this crazy, insane, but interesting character. Overall, this film truly is an experience to watch. I cannot recommend going to see this in the theaters enough. Do not wait for this to come and see this at VOD. Go out and watch it. I am giving this film 9 out of 10 stars. That ending though, that ending is going to make or break it for a lot of people. For me, I was a little bit turned off at first, but once I stepped back and thought about it, I was like, okay, any other film, I would be like, no, this does not work. But for the purpose of this film alone, I'm in some strange, twisted way, just for the world that he sets up and the characters that we're dealing with here, it kind of makes sense. So that is it. That is my review for Phantom Thread, and with that, the year of 2017 is officially over. Now we can look forward to the year of 2018, and my first review for that will be Den of Thieves. Yay. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Also, be sure to click the like button and that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at MovieNerdReview. Also, head on over to my website, MovieNerdReviews.com. That is it. I will see you guys next time.